She told me that this man does drugs and that he has like tattoos and everything.
You can quit your job, Miss Hemingway, but that doesn't vacate the loan.
I understand. A year and a half ago, I got raped by a man. And so hearing April wanting to move another person that wasn't already part of the agreement, I was told I would have my own space.
No, just you were hired as a nanny
Yes,
for
ma'am.
the plaintiff and her 6 children.
Yes, ma'am.
And they're young children. You were hired in what month and year?
April of 2024.
And where had you worked before?
I was a nanny for a different family.
And when did you work for them?
About a year prior to working for Miss April.
So you were without a job for a year?
No, I worked for them for an entire year before.
For 1 year. And what happened to that job?
They no longer needed me, and they were planning on moving away.
And where did you work before that?
I was a behavioral analyst for a company that works with autistic children.
And how old are you?
I'm 21 now.
And you started to work for them April of 2024.
I believe.
It was January of 2024. I interviewed her in December of 2023.
Does that sound better?
Yes.
And at some point, a couple of months later, sometime probably in April, the plaintiff purchased a car in your name because you did not have a reliable mode of transportation and you were taking the kids back and forth.
Yes, ma'am.
And when that car was purchased, were you with the plaintiff?
No, ma'am.
So she purchased a car and just came back and said to you, this is the car? Or did you discuss with her the car?
We discussed the car.
Okay. And tell me what the discussion was.
She discussed that she would give me a loan.
Okay. She discussed with you making a loan to you for the purchase price of the car. Did she actually do that, and was the car purchased?
Yes, ma'am.
How much was the car?
$9,157.
Okay. And the plaintiff paid for that car,
Yes, ma'am.
and you were making payments to her.
Yes, ma'am.
And how much did you pay off?
$3,767.
I have the amount, ma'am, if you'd like it.
I would.
She paid $2,524.35.
That is incorrect.
What's incorrect?
I paid $3,761 towards the car.
Where does the discrepancy come from?
Before I quit, I was working for her for 10 days straight. They went to Hawaii. She did not pay me for those 10 days.
So what you're talking about is you only really paid her the $2,000.
I've never actually paid her in cash. She's always deducted it from my paychecks.
Okay, Miss Johnson, now do you know where she's getting that figure from of $3,000?
I don't know where she's getting the figure
Okay.
from. I do have a spreadsheet.
She says with the time she worked,
Yes.
she paid off $3,700.
That's incorrect.
How much did she pay off?
$2,635.
$2,600.
Yeah, right.
And there is a $1,000 difference. And you say the $1,000 difference comes from 10 days that she didn't pay you for.
Yes, ma'am.
Which 10 days didn't she pay you for?
Okay, so from July 27th to August 6th.
You were away until August 6th.
Yes, we were gone from 7/28 to 8/6. She worked 130 hours during that time frame, and she earned $2,275.
Was she paid for all that time?
No, ma'am, because that money goes towards the car.
I'm asking you all together, including those 10 days. She said she paid you a total of $3,700.
She is wrong, ma'am. She paid $2,524.35.
Let me see. Okay, well, my question to you, Ms. Hemingway, you acknowledge that this was a loan.
Yes, ma'am.
And you acknowledge that minimally you owe her $5,400.
Yes, ma'am.
So why didn't you pay her?
Because I was put in a position where I was forced to quit because of the circumstances and the safety of me in this work style. I never really had a schedule. I didn't know I'm really nervous. I'm so sorry.
Part of it is nervous, Ms. Hemingway. Part of it is that you have no defense.
I have a defense.
I read your defense. You left to go home. You live in Texas, or your family is in Texas?
I live in Utah.
But you had to go back to take care of a family situation. And what state was that?
Texas.
Texas, that's what I thought. I read your papers. And while you were there, the plaintiff told you there was going to be someone else moving into the house, a cousin or a nephew or somebody. And they were also going to be in a room in the basement of the house where you had your room. And you felt very uncomfortable. You didn't know who this person was. And you felt uncomfortable that there was going to be a man in the basement with you. And you voiced that to the plaintiff. And the plaintiff said, that's too bad, he's my nephew or whatever it is, cousin. And it was at that point that you quit.
No, that's not the point.
Well, that's what you say in your answer.
That's one of the biggest reasons I quit.
That's what it says in your answer. What's the other reason that you quit?
Her dogs attacked me and left me marks. I'm sorry, I'm just really nervous, I can't talk.
Well, I'm just curious because you don't say anything about the dogs here. The only thing that you talked about was this man that was there was...
She told me that this man does drugs and that he has like tattoos and everything.
You can quit your job, Miss Hemingway, but that doesn't vacate the loan.
I understand. A year and a half ago, I got raped by a man, and so hearing April wanting to move another person that wasn't already part of the agreement, I was told I would have my own space.
No, just a second. I absolutely understood your answer and agree with you that it was probably in your interest emotionally not to have to live in a basement apartment next to a young man that you didn't know, that even the plaintiff said had some trouble. Would that be a fair statement?
Yes.
Did the person that you move in had a history of a little trouble?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. But it's your relative, it's not hers.
But
She's a kid, she's 20 years old.
Correct.
She doesn't have to live next door to somebody. So you can quit. Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
That doesn't mean you don't have to pay for the car, because you have the car.
I understand.
Okay, so that all we have is a difference in amount. Okay? So you're going to go outside and you're going to figure out what the amount is. It's either $5,000 or $6,000 that she owes.
It's neither.
Okay.
ma'am.
Outside with your spreadsheet, somebody's going to come and help you. I'm not doing it. Math is not my strong suit.
Yes,
Outside, we'll recall the case when you've come to a number. Thank you. Have you come to an agreement with regard to how much is left on the loan?
Yes, ma'am.
And you?
Yes, ma'am.
How much is left on the loan?
$7,041.25.
Acknowledged?
There have been many weeks that April has not paid me, but I will go with her number for $7,040.21.
Okay, $7,041. Thank you very much. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Because she claims I owed her a certain amount of money, and I don't believe through the things that she has put me through that I owe that money.
I was honestly shocked when she quit.
She brought a man into my space I didn't feel was necessary, so I did no longer want to work there.
I will have a new nanny on Monday.
I'm happy I'm out of there.
I understood the defendant's position in not wanting to stay in the basement with or without her history, you know, with a stranger, a male.
The stranger who had a bad history.
Yeah, sure. So that's obviously a reason to quit, and I understand that. But that's, like you said in court, not a reason to not repay the loan. I thought that was going to turn out a little different based on the papers. I thought that she was just going to claim gift. I thought she was going to claim that this was given to me. But when she was in open court, she said, no, I know that it was a loan, and I quit. And I think in her mind, quitting equated to, because she had a reason to quit, she equated that with not having to repay on the loan. A loan is a loan.
A loan is a loan. She acknowledged that it was a loan. She acknowledged it in text messages.
All right, this case right here, this one is actually pretty emotional, but legally, it's very simple. Let's start with the basics. She works as a nanny. Boss buys her a car, not as a gift, as a panted loan, and she even admits it in court. Yes, it was a loan. So right there, case is already 80% done. Now, here's where things get complicated emotionally. She quits the job. Why? She felt unsafe. A man was moving into the basement. She had past trauma. She wasn't comfortable. And honestly, I actually agree with her on that part. Let me say it clearly. If you feel unsafe, leave. No job is worth your safety. No paycheck is worth your mental peace. So, on that decision, I support her. But here's where everything falls apart. Seriously? You think quitting the job cancels the loan? Like, what? That's not how life works. You borrowed money. You got a car. You used it. And now you're saying, I had a bad experience, so I don't have to pay? No, that's two completely different things. And the judge says it perfectly. A loan is a loan. That line? That's the whole case. Now I get it. She's nervous, emotional, overwhelmed. You can see it, but the judge calls it out. Part of it is nerves, and part of it is you have no defense. And honestly, that's harsh, but true. Because legally, there is no defense. You can quit your job, but you can't walk away from debt. Now let's also talk about the employer. She buys a $9,000 car for a 21-year-old nanny. That's a big move. And honestly, a risky one. Because now your employee is also financially tied to you. That's messy. But still, that doesn't change the agreement. Loan repay. Simple. Now here's something I actually respected. In the end, she admits it. I owe the money. That moment, that's accountability, even if it came late. And the final number, around 7,000 OD. And the court says, pay it. So my final take? She was right to quit. She was wrong to think she didn't have to pay. Employer maybe made a risky decision, but legally, she's 100% correct. This case is a perfect example of something people confuse all the time, or emotions, legal responsibility. You can be hurt, you can be uncomfortable, but that doesn't erase a contract. And seriously, if that were true, everyone would just quit jobs and say, I'm not paying anything back. Final lesson, don't mix personal relationships with money. Don't assume quitting cancels debt. And always understand what you're signing up for. If you like real, honest breakdowns like this, hit like, subscribe, support the channel. Because these cases, they hit different when you really think about them.